it's not okay. Jeremiah 5:20. Make this announcement to Israel and to Judah. Listen, you foolish and senseless people who have eyes but do not see, who have ears but do not hear. Do you have no respect for me? Why don't you tremble in my presence? I, the Lord, am the one who defines the ocean's sandy shoreline, an everlasting boundary that the waters cannot cross. The waves may toss and roar, but they can never pass the bounds that I have set. But my people have stubborn and rebellious hearts. They have turned against me and have chosen to practice idolatry. They do not say from the heart, let us live in awe of the Lord our God, for he gives us rain each spring and fall, assuring us of plentiful harvest. Your wickedness has deprived you of those wonderful blessings. Your sin has robbed you of all the good things. Among my people are wicked men who lie in wait for victims like a hunter hiding in the blind. They are continually setting traps for other people, like a cage filled with birds. Their homes are filled with evil plots. And the result? Now they are great and rich. They are well fed and well groomed, and there is no limit to their wicked deeds. They refuse justice to orphans and deny the rights of the poor. Should I not punish them for this? Should I not avenge myself against a nation such as this? We have pastors who get up in the pulpits and they preach lies. They say things that God has not told them to say. They prophesy things that God has not told them to prophesy. There are false prophets out there who stand in pulpits and say that God is about to pour blessings upon this nation. There are prophets that they'll have people come up to these altars and they'll lay hands on them and they'll say, God tells me that you're going to have a great ministry. And then they'll go to the next person and they'll lay hands on them and they'll say, God has anointed you to go preach and all this. But why can't they tell the people what God is really saying? This is what God says to us. Should I not avenge myself against a nation such as this? Look at our nation. Look at what we do. We spend all our time watching TV and playing games and going shopping. We wake up in the mornings and we don't even think twice about what waits for us in eternity or what waits for our neighbor in eternity. We wake up in the morning and we get dressed for work and we go to work. Then we eat lunch and then we come home and we relax. Never once thinking about what waits for this world and this nation when eternity comes, when God himself comes to this world and judges us for our wicked deeds and judges us for the things that we have done and for the motives behind those things. Should be embarrassed. We should never even let the name of God come off our lips because we're an embarrassment to God. We're an embarrassment to his holiness. And I'm not saying we have to go out there and wear long dresses and never cut our hair and live to this certain order of life. But what we do in here, if it stops the minute that we walk out that door, we are in that category where God says, what should I do with these people? Israel. This was a nation that was chosen by God. This was his people. Israel is God's possession. He called them his people. These are my people. They refused to listen to him. They would come into the temple on the days that they would have their worship, and they would come and they would bring their sacrifice before God. They would worship God. Then the rest of the week, they would bake bread for idols. They would offer their children as sacrifices to these idols. They would live in pleasure. And then, come the next time that it's time to go into the temple, they would come and bring their sacrifices before God again and worship him as God. And God said, I don't want your sacrifices anymore. He sent prophet after prophet, messenger after messenger to Israel, and Israel did not listen. And he destroyed that nation. He sent them into exile, into captivity, to another nation. They wanted to worship foreign gods. Well, God said, fine. Here, you can have it. I'll make you worship them now. You want to drink? You want to drink of the pleasures of these foreign gods? I'll fill your cup, and I will make you drink from it until you vomit. This is what he told them. Now I have another question. Are we better than Israel? Are we more chosen than Israel? Are we higher up there than Israel? Does God look at us and say, oh, I am in awe at these people. I mean, they're way above my chosen Israel. What makes us think that we're any different? What makes us think that God is not going to do the same thing to us that he did to them? God is going to judge us. And I dare say that his judgment is not coming. It is here. It is upon us. It is at our doorstep. We don't have time to play games. We don't have time to say, well, I'll get with it later. I know it is hard for my people, this nation, to understand that we have to stand in awe of God. God blessed us. God blessed this nation beyond measure. Just as he did Israel. And he asked them one thing, I'll give you these things, I will bless you. But all I ask is that you don't forget me in the midst of your blessing. We have forgotten God. We don't know what it's like to stand in awe of God. Because we've forgotten what it's like. What is being spoken in this nation. God is angry at the preachers who are preaching peace and prosperity. He is angry at the shepherds who are leading their congregations astray and down paths which God does not want people to go down. He's angry at prophets who are speaking lies. that there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This country is going into perilous times. This nation is about to go through a torment that it has never experienced before, and it will not survive this. God is going to judge us. I don't want to scare anybody, but I want you to fear what is coming. Our God will save us, but no one is promised to be preserved. He will comfort us in our life when these things come upon us. Our possessions are lost. Our family members are lost. God will be there for us, and He will be our only strength. For those who do not have God, there will be no comfort.